Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Hoping everybody's having a blessed Thursday. Um, I stumbled across this article. I was on MSN.com and I stumbled across this article. And you know how I'm always talking about in my videos, if you look at some of my other videos, the one I just did recently about the store closing and the food stamp cuts, I talked about, and in some other videos I've talked about how you need to make six figures to have kids. I've mentioned it in other videos. Well, I stumbled across this article, and it says this budget shows how a $350,000 salary barely qualifies as minimum middle class. That's the title of the article here. $350,000 salary. They said a $350,000 a year salary barely qualifies as middle class. And the article says, I don't know if I'll read the whole thing or not. Most Americans would probably have a hard time wrapping their heads around a $350,000 salary. In fact, government data cited by Sam Dugan of the Financial Summary blog shows that 95% of U.S. households don't pull in that much. And I can believe that. The median household income in the U.S. is $57,782, with places like San Francisco and New York City showing median incomes for a family at $96,265 and $79,781 respectively, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The thing is, that kind of income, while relatively huge, is barely enough, according to Dugan, for a family to lead a comfortable life in coastal counties where almost half of the nation's population calls home. You can certainly live. You can certainly uh live. Oh shoot, I scrolled down too far. Yeah, it's basically saying that $350,000 is not enough money. It's not considered middle class anymore. That's basically what it's saying. I think this is based on a family of four. Uh, I'm trying to scroll down here. It says you can certainly live a middle class lifestyle earning less, but it won't be easy if your goal is to raise a family. Save for your children's education, save for your own home and retirement. So you can actually retire by a reasonable age. He wrote in the post published by CNBC on Wednesday. Dugan uses this budget to illustrate his view. Now, this here is uh, this is a budget. I guess this is the budget that's based on um, a family of four, mother and father and two kids. So there's two parents in this home. There's two parents. This is a two-parent household here. Oh shoot, I keep trying to scroll down to this thing. If you guys would bear with me here, trying to scroll down to this thing here. Okay, it says I'm gonna read off some of these things here that's on this budget they have here. Okay, here it is. 401k contribution, $38,000, $3,000. Taxable income, $26,000. Uh, Child care plus occasional babysitting for a 2-year-old, $2,450 a month. Preschool for a 4-year-old, $2,000 a month. Food for four, $70 a day. Average includes weekly date night, $2,129. 529 plan, K through 12 plus college savings, $1,000. Mortgage, $3,900. Property tax, $1,860. Property insurance, $130. Property maintenance, $300. Utilities, electric, water, and trash, $425. Life insurance, $170. I don't know why their life insurance is so high. Health care, because they got to pay health care because they ain't on no Medicaid. They have to pay health care costs, so that's $850 a month. Baby items, diapers, toys, cribs, stroller, playpen, $350 a month. 3 weeks of vacation per year is $650. Entertainment, Netflix, etc., etc., $500 a month. Car payment, $380 a month. Uh, for a Toyota Highlander. Car insurance, maintenance, $200. Gas, $250. This is a monthly budget for a family of four. A two-parent family. Clothes for four. Old Navy, not Gucci, $150. Mobile phone family plan, $250. Student loans, it says zero for student loans. This is personal care products. It's $400 a month. So that's some of the stuff I read off some of the things in this budget here that these people are having to pay. Uh, these are some of the things that these people have to pay. Um, it says zero for student loans, so they're not paying student loans. They're not paying on student loans. But when you figure in, they're paying their mortgage. Their mortgage is $3,900 a month, almost $4,000 a month for their mortgage. Now, could they get a cheaper house? Possibly. They could possibly get a cheaper house. But this is based on a $350,000 a year salary. Now, when you're making that kind of money, you ain't getting no help. So they have to figure in, they got two kids. They have to figure in child care expenses. It says child care, $2,450 a month. Preschool, $2,000. And ain't no Head Start because you make too much money to pay for Head Start. They don't qualify for Head Start. Head Start is free for low income people. But if you making this kind of money, you don't qualify for Head Start. Okay? Y'all making too much money. So they gotta drop down $2,000 a month for the 4-year-old. For babysitting for the 2-year-old, $2,450 a month. Okay? So they gotta put into their 401k and their taxes. Taxable income after 401k contributions is $26,000. Okay. So this is based on a family of four. And they saying that they still struggling. Now, could they cut some expenses in other areas? They possibly could get a cheaper home. Let's see where they can cut some expenses. Uh, their clothes, their clothing expenses is not that high. It says old clothing for four, Old Navy, not Gucci, only $400 a month. So they're not buying designer clothes here. According to this, they're not buying designer clothes. Okay, so they're buying Old Navy. You know, now they could cut down because adults don't. Let's face facts. Adults don't need clothes every month. I don't need clothes every month. I don't need to buy clothes every month. So maybe they can cut down their clothes cut down their clothes expenditures for the month and just focus on, because babies grow fast, and the baby clothes, maybe they might have to buy a few baby clothes, but they can cut down on their clothes, and that might take that 400 down to 200. Um, let's see, other places where they might be able to save some money. You ain't saving nothing on utilities. Maybe cut your, watch your electricity that you're using. I don't understand why they're paying so much for life insurance. Maybe they got a high premium. This says something about an umbrella policy, but that's only 38. I don't know exactly what that means. Um, their health care, this employer subsidized, is $850 a month. That's high. That's high. That's high. Um, I thought $300 was high, but that's high. Baby items, diapers, toys, crib, stroller, playpen is $350. Now I don't understand why they would need strollers and playpens every month. I don't know if you've had to. I had two kids. I didn't have to buy those things every month. But diapers, you definitely got to get diapers every month when you got babies. And I don't think you have to buy toys on a monthly basis. So they can probably cut that expense down to maybe 150. I don't know, because diapers is expensive, but you don't need to buy no crib every month. You know what I'm saying? So they can probably cut that $350 down as far as that. Uh, their entertainment expenses is weekend. This is included in here is the weekend getaway, $500. Now they can cut back on that. They can definitely cut back on that. I know I don't pay cable bill anymore because I got to the place to where I couldn't afford $300 a month for cable. It doesn't make a difference who you go with, whether it's Comcast, Xfinity, or whatever they call themselves, or AT&T. It doesn't matter. They say, "Oh yeah, we got this deal here where you only pay $75 a month for your internet and your cable." You say, "Oh, that's a good deal." You sign up. About 3 or 4 months in, they start hiking the bill up. Next thing you know, by the end of the year, you're paying almost $300 a month for cable. They didn't jacked it up. This is before the plan is even up. So I decided that I can't afford to pay $300 a month for cable. So I'm dealing with uh, Boost Mobile internet. I only pay $45 for my internet service through Boost Mobile, and I got Netflix, and that's it. That's all I got. And I watch my local TV channels. I use my trusty bunny ears for my local TV channels. And it's only one that I can't get in too good, but I got to get some better antennas. But I don't pay. I decided that I'm low income. I cannot afford to pay $300 a month in cable. I got so frustrated with the cable companies because um, every time you sign up with them, it's a good deal at first, but on 6 months to a year on down the road, next thing you know, they jack your bill up to $300 a month. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I can't afford that. So that's money that I can allocate towards food and utilities and other necessities, that we need, whatever. So I don't know about you guys, but I can't afford that. So yeah, this is their budget here, and this is based on a family of four, husband and wife and two kids. They only got two kids. They don't have a house full. They only got two kids. So if these guys are, my thought is, if these guys are struggling on $350,000 a year, just imagine if you're not even making $50,000 a year, or you're not even making $20,000 a year, and you have two, three, or more kids. Boy, yeah, you definitely gonna be depending on some food stamps, and they're cutting food stamps. You see my video, check my video out that I did the other day. They trying to eliminate food stamps altogether. So what are these families gonna do? What are these young ladies are gonna do that's out here having 3 and 4 and 5 kids? And they're not even making $50,000 a year. What are they gonna do? The government can't rely on the government because they're cutting food stamps. They cutting Section 8. Okay. So when I say, y'all think I'm kidding when I say you got to make 6 figures. Well, this proves right here. These people make 300 a combined income of $350,000 a year, and they still struggling. Okay. This is a family of 4. Okay. See, I wasn't kidding you when I said you have to make 6 figures to have kids. Okay. These people are making that, and look at and this is their budget. Now, can they cut down their budget in some areas? Yeah, they can cut down in some areas. I can see where they can cut down in some areas. Like I said, they don't they don't need the adults don't need clothes every month. So as far as the clothing, little babies, they grow fast. They may need some clothing items every month. So they can cut that clothing. And where was that? They could cut them clothing expenses down. The clothing expenses was at 150. Oh, it says 150. But no, $400. I'm looking at the wrong line. I'm sorry. It says $400 for clothing expenses. They can cut that down and they can cut that in half down maybe to 200, and just focus on buying clothes for the babies. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't need new clothes every month. You know, um, maybe every 6 months, but not every month. Um, their entertainment expenses, they probably can cut that back. Maybe not take so many weekend getaways. I mean, maybe do it every, I don't know, every 3 months or whatever instead of doing it every month. You know what I'm saying? And it says here they have Netflix, but it says social functions, sporting events, social functions. So they probably can cut those entertainment costs down. That they can cut down in that area. They can cut down on the clothing area. That'll save them some money there. The food, they probably ain't gonna cut down too much on the food, because food is expensive. Um, it says food for 4, $70 a day on average, includes weekly date night. They do a weekly date night. It's just $2,129. Now, I don't know. It says $70 a day, so I don't know if they're eating out a lot. $70 a day sounds kind of steep. Sounds like they're probably eating out a lot. So right here, they probably can cut down on the food. Is cooking their meals, more meals at home. I think they mentioned that in the article. They can cook more meals at home. Make a pot of spaghetti. That'll last them 2 or 3 days. Make some chicken and noodles or something like that. So get you some, make you some meals, healthy meals. You can make healthy meals that can stretch you 2 or 3 days. Um, some, people get into them high income brackets. They don't like to eat leftovers, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with eating leftovers. You know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do. So that fooding cost, that food could be cut down some. If they're $70 a day, it's kind of steep. They're probably going out, eating out a lot. And it says includes a weekly date night. Well, I know couples got to maintain their relationship, keep the romance alive and everything, but maybe they can I don't know, maybe they can cut that down to once every 2 weeks. I don't know. The date night. I don't know. I'm not married, but what the heck. But the preschool and the 2 year old, yeah, they gonna drop. They gonna drop. They ain't gonna get no help in that area. That's probably about. It's probably gonna pretty much stay where it's at because until the 2 year old with the 2 year old gets to preschool, they're gonna have to drop money for the 2 year old. The 4 year old is almost in secondary school unless they go for private school. If they put the child in public school, they won't have to drop that much money for the 4 year old because they're about to go to kindergarten unless they go with a private school. So I can see where they can probably make some cuts in this budget here. They don't have any student loans, so that's good. Uh, Says cash flow after expenses to pay for miscellaneous is $121 a month. So that's kind of messed up. The extra after they get done putting in their savings and their 401ks and health insurance, clothes, food, and all that kind of stuff, housing expenses, they only got $121 left. That's kind of messed up. So their budget, their mortgage here says their mortgage is $3,900 a month. So could they get a cheaper house? Possibly. It depends on where they live, though. You know, they possibly could get something cheaper. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot. You know, um, that's a possibility. But like I said, housing costs is rising. They're not gonna get too much cheaper than that. Um, that they want to live in a decent neighborhood. If they you gotta factor in all those things. You want to live in a decent neighborhood. And everything. Especially you dropping down, you making that kind of money. You want to live in a decent neighborhood. So, um, that $3,900. I don't know. They might be able to get someplace that's $2,000 or 2,000 or $2,500. I don't know. I don't know. So, like I said, housing costs are skyrocketing. So I don't know. They may not get too much cheaper than that. If you want to live in a nice area or whatever like that, the nicer the area, the more money you're gonna be paying for living, for your mortgage, for your shelter. So they got to pay their insurances. You got to pay your taxes, so they can't get around that. So when you're in that income bracket, you paying taxes and stuff. So they can't. It's just taxable income after $24,000 standard deductions and 401k contributions, 24,000 a month. Wow, that's a lot of money. So yeah, so they now they're donating $300 a month to charity, which I think that's a beautiful thing. But they might have to cut that down a little bit. I think that's a wonderful thing that they're donating to charity, but they may have to cut that down a little bit. Personal care products. My eyes keep going on other lines. It's $100 a month, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad for personal care products. The mobile phone family plan. They could cut that down and get them some Boost mobile phones. You know, they could cut the $150 down and just get Boost mobile phones. If they get Boost mobile phones, they'd be paying under $100 a month. Boost Mobile or um what's some of the other ones that have um I got Boost Mobile, you know, and that's it, you know. So they might be able to cut that $150 down um if they get just like on a monthly pay as you go type plan on their cell phones. They work just as good as the plan here. So I can see there's areas where they can cut back in, but and they're trying to save for the children's college, which is good. College savings plans is $1,000 a month. Uh, that's wonderful, but I don't know. I'd cut that down to 5,000 myself. Uh, save what you can for the kids, but they better work really hard so they can qualify for some scholarships, so they can contribute something to that. You know what I mean? So that could be cut down some too. That's wonderful that they're saving for the children's college education. Now this is based on a family of four. Now if they are struggling off of $350,000, just imagine if you are not even making $50,000 and you're a single mother of two or three kids. I wasn't even making $50,000 a year, and of course, I didn't have none of half of these expenses. So I'm not kidding you guys. I'm serious when I say that you gotta make six figures to have children. If you don't make six figures and have a marriage mate, forget about it. You can't afford kids. The way this economy is going, housing costs are skyrocketing, food costs is going up, everything is so expensive. Government is pulling back their hand and cutting food stamps and Section 8 and all that. It's not it's not feasible nowadays to have a child and you're not even making $50,000 a year. So I'm not kidding when I say that in my videos. This is proof right here. These people make $350,000 a year, and they still struggling. They only got cash flow after expenses to pay for miscellaneous is $121 a month. That's all they got at the end of the month. After they get done paying, dropping down money for all this, that's how much they got. Okay. So I'm telling you, single mothers, if you contemplate, or single young people, if you're contemplating on having a baby, don't do it because you got to have six figures. And they said that that's at the top of the article saying that that ain't middle class no more. You know, I keep talking about the shrinking middle class. Yeah, that's not middle class no more. So you, in other words, you need more money than that to be qualified as middle class. So just imagine if you make under $100,000 a year, you really gonna be struggling with with the government making all these cuts and stuff. That this budget shows how a $350,000 salary barely qualifies as middle class. This was put on just 4 hours ago. MSN Money. I think I can make it just fine. Me personally, if I had $350,000, if I was making $350,000 a year, I think I can do pretty good on that. But I know how to budget my money. I know how to budget because I've been low income for so many years. I know how to budget my money. I can make it just fine, and I'm not a family of four. I can make it, but even with my two sons, I could have made it. I could have made it real good off of that. Even when I was raising my two sons, if I was making this kind of money, oh yeah, I could make it on that real good. Mhm. Because I know how to budget my money. You know, um, like I said, I could see in some areas where they could cut back, but they're not living extremely above their means. You know what I mean? So yeah, this confirms what I've been saying in my videos. You gotta make six figures to have kids. If you're not making that, you see how it's saying it barely qualifies. It says barely. Notice it said barely. Barely qualifies as middle class. Okay? So that's why I keep saying on my videos here, these young single mothers, young women, it's best to abstain from sex until you are married. And even when you get married, you guys need to have a combined income, you know, uh, six figures or close to it to even. And I read another article, I was going to do another video talking about that. I read another article where they were saying you need to actually save money. You got to save up a certain amount of money before you even have the child. You need to, once you get married, you guys got to sit down and plan, and then you got to figure out your budget, how much y'all got coming in, and then you actually need to start saving and actually prepare to bring the child into the world. But these are people only got two kids, an income of a family of four, a husband and wife and two kids, and they're struggling to make it on 350,000 a year. Okay, so um, like I said, in my mind, I'm thinking, shoot, I can make it real good on that, but I'm not a family of four. You know, I don't live in New York. I don't live in San Francisco. I don't live in, LA. But even in LA, I think I can do pretty good with that. I mean, but it's just me. I don't have little kids anymore. Uh, yep, yep. As you can see, the annual cash flow ends up being only $1,456, which doesn't go very far should unexpected expenses pop up. So if they have only $121 after all their expenses at the end of the month, what if they have an emergency? We all have emergencies. Car breaks down. Well, I think that was included in there. But what if I don't know, what if the transmission goes out or the engine goes out? You have something major happens. Now, in my case, if a transmission goes out, the engine goes out, I have the people come pick it up for $250, and I junk the vehicle. And I try to work towards getting another hoopty. In my case. In the meantime, I gotta walk, catch rides, and do the best I can until I can get another vehicle. That's my reality. But these people's case, they say you should have a certain amount set aside for unexpected expenses. Those are gonna come up no matter how much money you're making. And they say you should have so much money saved up if in the event you lose your job. They say if in the event that you lose your job, you should have so many thousands of dollars saved up so you can make it until you can get another job or figure out what else to do. And have an emergency fund. Well, most people don't have that kind of money set aside, particularly when you live in paycheck to paycheck. You lose your job, well, you better hurry up and get another one. If you lose your job, you better hurry up and get another one. That's all I can tell you. So, yeah, most people are one or two paychecks away from being on the street, you know, because when you're living from paycheck to paycheck, you don't have money to save an emergency fund, or you don't have enough money to put back so many thousands of dollars to last you 2 or 3 months until you find another job. Most people don't have that kind of money coming in. So, and save and have an emergency savings, an emergency fund. Um, so that's based on a family of four. It says at the end of this, it says, unfortunately, despite making $350,000 a year, this couple will be unable to retire before 60 because they aren't building an after-tax investment portfolio to generate passive income. Dugan wrote, in order for this couple to achieve financial independence, they need to accumulate a net worth equal to at least 25 times their annual expenses. 25 times? Or 20 times their annual gross income. Ooh, I can't wrap my mind around that one. I can't wrap my mind around that one. But yeah, yeah. So they saying that and it says that finally at the end of the article it says we all deserve to live a middle class lifestyle. He wrote on CNBC. Unfortunately, we've got to sacrifice more than ever to get there today. So that lets you know how bad the economy is. They keep saying, "Oh, the economy is booming. It's doing good. It's doing good for the rich people." But if you make under $1 million, in this case, these people make under $500,000 a year. Um, it's not booming. It's not booming for you. And matter of fact, they probably paying more taxes than the rich people paying. So see, uh, things is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. This is not even middle class people. This would be considered a middle class family, but they're not middle class. It's they say that barely qualifies for middle class. So it's shrinking. They're shrinking down into low income. Yes, even at $350,000 a year. You know, it says here the couple needs to reconsider consider moving to a more affordable area, go to public school, limit vacations, eat at home. That's basically some of the things I said. Um, if the 4-year old, if they put that child into public school, they're going to save money there. limit their vacations, you know, eat at home more. I mentioned that earlier because $70 a day is a little steep for food costs. So yeah, it sounds like they're eating out a lot. So they, like I said, make your pot of spaghetti last you a couple, 2 or 3 days. You know what I'm saying? You know, let that, do stuff like that. Let it stretch. So yeah, eat at home more often. Uh, yeah. So I even looking at that budget, I even seen where areas where they could cut back. Of course, I'm not a budgeting expert or anything, but I know how to budget because I've been low income for so many years. I do know how to budget. Am I a budgeting expert? No, but I do all right. So that just proves my point. I just thought that was an interesting article I wanted to show you guys. That just proves my point. And these people only got 2 kids. So just imagine a single mother with 3, 4, 5 kids or more, and she's not on YouTube. She's just regular work, trying to work a regular job, and 9 times out of 10, she making under $50,000 a year. You can't rely on the government. The government done already done said that we about to cut food stamps, Section 8, and all that. So it's getting to the point to where we can't rely on the government no more. It's going to come down to trusting God more, relying on God more, and be more smarter. Be smarter. Don't have kids. Use protection. Abstain from sex. We got to be smarter. Young people are going to have to be smarter because this is what you're dealing with now. Things, the economy is not booming. It's only booming for rich folks. But if you're making under $1 million, particularly if you're making under 500,000 a year, it's not booming for you. And as this proves my point that the middle class is steady shrinking. Okay, well, let me know what you think in the comments section. Uh, Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comment section. I need you to like, subscribe, and share. And hit that notification bell so every time I do a video, it'll pop up. I need to get those views up. You guys, I got over 700 subscribes. I'm not getting nowhere. I'm not even getting half of those views. So I need you guys to start watching my videos more. Hit that notification bell and push the top option. And so it'll pop up on your phone or whatever. Once again, don't watch me on the job. um, Unless it's on your break time or whatever like that. But I need more views. I need you guys to start watching my videos more. So if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I got some good, interesting things coming up from my channel, so hang in there with me. Um, I'm gonna go grab me something to eat and finish working on my laundry. I just wanted to show you guys that I stumbled across that today. I said, "Ooh, that proves my point." So I just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, stay tuned. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. Peace and love. This is Sweet June.